Hello, everybody. My name is Jeremy Siskind. I am the author of Playing Solo Jazz Piano, Solo Standards for Piano, and the Jazz Piano Fundamentals series. Excuse me. And today is a special episode of my YouTube channel because I have a special guest in the piano. It is not a person. It is actually a keyboard. And for those of you who maybe have been watching me for a long time, you might know that I am a keyboard snob, or I guess I should say I'm a piano snob. I hate playing keyboards, but I saw this at a piano convention recently and thought my subscribers, the people who watch my YouTube channel, need to see this because I so often get comments about the need to play tenths in solo jazz piano, and there is a certain population who, understandably, is disappointed, saddened by how important tenths are in solo jazz piano, and these people are people who can't reach a tenth. But I'm excited to share that I have this piano, this keyboard in my studio that has narrower keys, and this is a relatively big movement in the piano world. To make piano keyboards that don't just fit with one size of hands, right? If we think about it, like, it's kind of crazy. If you play violin, there's multiple sizes of violin. If you play cello, there's multiple sizes of cello, and you get to, decide depending on your body size. But piano, we don't do that. That is starting to change, and this keyboard, which is called the Athena NK 5.5 keyboard, is one element that's starting to change it. So I'm actually, let's see if this works. I'm going to use this angle. So here's my normal piano keyboard, and you can see that this is a very, very uncomfortable position. I can reach a white key to white key tenth. I've got big-ish hands, not like anything wild. Now I'm gonna come over to this Athena keyboard. You can probably immediately see that the proportions are a little bit different. Here, I can really comfortably reach this tenth, and I can actually, if I really stretch, I can reach up to a 12th. I forget if I already said this, but my understanding is that the size of an octave has been shrunk down from 6.5 inches to 5.5 inches. So that's a pretty big difference. And talking with Linda Gould, who's one of the founders of this company and one of the main people promoting this, she says even if you can reach that tenth, you can't necessarily reach it in a healthy position for a piano playing. And that's definitely how I feel. I feel that if I'm playing a lot of stride piano, if I'm playing a lot of tenths, then my hands get really tired, approaching sore. Now, I know that, it's not just let's play this thinner keyboard. There's all of these considerations. The first one is, can our fingers actually do all of the things that we're used to doing on a real piano, and how can we adjust? And so I actually just plugged this in about 10 minutes ago. I thought I should, for the sake of transparency, try to play a few things for you without having spent a lot of time with this keyboard first, and we'll see how it goes. But I think it's so immediately I can play my scales. Right, I can get into the black keys. That is pretty automatic. I think finding chords takes another moment, right? If I reach for a tenth right now, I got it that time. But yeah, see, if I reach for that one, I'm actually extending too far. So that does take a little bit of getting used to. So let me play a little bit so that you can judge for yourself. Is this going to be a hard transition to make, or is it going to be an easy transition to make? So I don't have a pedal with me. I'm standing, bare. I'm trying to get all this set up to work out. So what if I play Summertime? So, yeah, it feels a little different. So it wasn't perfect. I definitely occasionally found myself reaching for something, or one time I took kind of a blind leap, and I totally hit the wrong note. But I'd say I'm 90% there, especially like in a melodic context. I feel like I'm able to hit what I want to. Some of the hand shapes are different. One thing that is nice is I am still, like the keys are narrower, but I'm still able to get in between the black keys. And actually, I remember talking with Linda about this in the at the convention, and she said that they'd made the black keys narrower so that there would be a similar white key space in between the black keys. So that's actually pretty useful, so that I can play a little bit higher up on the keyboard and not be going in and out between white and black. Like, I think, we generally really don't want to do that. So you might be aware that there's a movement. This is part of a larger project in the piano world, which is actually pretty cool. It's definitely related to feminism or to lifting up female voices, because female hands are simply just biologically smaller than male hands. And of course, if you're a classical pianist and you're trying to play Rachmaninoff, that is a big disadvantage. You're going to have a harder time with those leaps than your male colleagues. And so the Athena is part of that. And I think it's a very cool thing. But another part of it is that a lot of universities are purchasing actual piano actions. So the part that you slide in that has the keys and the hammers, that have this narrower keyboard. And it's actually only a small process to take out one piano action and put another one in. Of course, using a keyboard like this is much easier than sliding an action in and out, which, you have to store it. It is intentional. But, you might be asking, well, sure, I'm going to play this keyboard and then I'm going to go to a piano at my gig or at my performance, and then where does that leave me? And yeah, it's definitely true that most places don't have this, but I think this kind of thing is coming, and I think it's actually very cool. And like I said, even if you generally can reach what you want to reach, A, can you do it healthily? And B, this piano is providing me with new voicing opportunities. Being able to reach a 12th is potentially a game changer, or being able to play a full major 7th chord with just my left hand is pretty wild. And I definitely plan to make another episode about some voicings that I can play with my hand on this keyboard that I really can't play on a piano. What kind of discoveries does that lead to? So I would encourage you guys to go over to that website for Athena. It's narrowkeys.com. And if this has been, if reaching a 10th or reaching these bigger intervals has been a real source of frustration, or even maybe discomfort, maybe you're feeling in your hands that you're trying to strain and stretch to reach too many octaves, this is a pretty cool device. I'm gonna play one more thing and I'll call it a video. But yeah, just I want to send my kudos to Linda Gould about this Athena keyboard. I think it's a really, really special project. So let's see. I don't have a pedal, so I'm not going to do a ballad. But let's play a blues. couldn't play any of this on a real piano. I shouldn't say a real piano, a wide key piano. The octaves feel much more relaxed. I would be straining, not because it's a wide reach, but just because it's an uncomfortable hand position. Here it's a lot easier. Thanks so much for watching, everybody. If you have watched this far, thanks for checking it out. Put the word narrow as our secret word in the comments, and I'll see you soon.